Welcome to day one for Super Brave Detonation. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys do not miss out on more awesome content. Guess who? Minerva's at the top of the selling charts here at $550. I will say that I'm not surprised. I mean, you had one sale at $500. You already know that people are going to go crazy for Minerva. Die Kaiser following it up at $500. It's kind of a shame we didn't get the collab stuff in this set. We have to wait a whole set to get them. Speaking of, if you've got a Ava Mujika from this set, reach out to me. I'd like to be able to build that. We got $400 Sugre's. Mikasas are $220. Shit. We've got Cybuilds at $200. That's crazy. 170s on the Harvest Elves. 110 on the Mortis. 143 on Belgier. Kaiser 100. It's actually not bad. $80 on the FFR Sugre's. I'm actually kind of curious to know how those are going to go. $79 copies of toys. Aichis are 80s. Rens are 80s. Boxes are $58, $59. So yeah, the dip has begun. $52 copies of Dissection Angels. That's about right. Especially for a modern era staple. $45 for Spatless, and the Harvest Elves are 46s. Okay. Energies are 44s this set. We're down to 40s on Dissection Angels. I'm curious to know how this card's going to go. I really am, because it's going to be an abnormality. Desolate Flares are 25s. Oof. Minervas are 23s for the FFRs. $20 copies of Harvest Elves. That's not bad. Better to be safe than sorry with those. $9 copies of Battle Monks. Those tanked quick. Okay. Wow. $125 copies of Crying Hearts. And $10 copies of Toy Monsters. Well, if the Toy Monsters are going down, that's a good thing. That looks like SR Die Kaisers are 8s right now. Mortis also went down to 5s. That's good. All right. $7 copies of Primordial Heartblaze. I'm definitely curious to know how that card's going to do. Especially, you know, I've seen some lists playing it. It looks very, very, very cheap. $4 Minervas. That's good. It's actually really good. These are $12 for the Direful Dolls. Okay. We're getting places. This set looks pretty cheap right now. Dolorous is $2. Wow. $2. Okay. So you can get the Ava Mujika deck for dollars. Wow. I'm actually kind of impressed with that. That's very nice. These are dollars. Okay. Not bad. One thing I've learned with day one stuff, yeah, Die Crane or Die Wreckings are cheap too. This set is very interesting. Looks like the blowout has already begun. These are $2 a piece though. That's interesting. I guess I should have expected that. Some of the common stuff is always bound to be worth something. Especially in the Ava Mujika department. Well, these are dollars. Those tanked. I don't know, man. I'm judging by this set. What's not actually at sales data back here? We have 29 pages of stuff. Suyos have no sale data. I think that's not surprising. It looks just like a lot of the little common stuff. These are also at 55 with no sales data. Not surprised about that. $100 copies of the Direful Doll. All things considered, not surprised about that either. $14 copies of Battle Monk with no sales either. That's kind of crazy, actually. Well, the more you know, I guess, with this set. Definitely an abnormality of things. Die Ladies. So, obviously, you know, people are going to see that not everything got reprinted for D-Robo. So, you're going to deal with things like this, where you're dealing with $6 copies of this. And I think, honestly, this card is very, very good for the deck. Obviously, if you're playing the Standard Edition, you know, you are going to be relying for, you know, searching for the base, which is kind of interesting for a gimmick. But hey, if you do want these, $70 has one left for the FFR. If not, you're at $114. $14 copy of SRs. And then you're heading up to 12s on regular copies. It's a little bit crazy to see. Protection Twin Cast. If I could, just be impressed with this, I think the thing that helped push this card to the level that you're seeing here is the fact that we did not get reprints for this yet. All of our reprints were effectively delayed, and that really kind of was an issue for the most part. So why, what you're seeing right now in front of you is the result of, oops, they're all up. $37 a copy is crazy. But this also has become one of Standard's best cards right now. Just look at your recent sales data across the board. Over the last month, people have been paying this astronomical price. Just because you're looking at that and you're like, oh, this is a lot of money. People are paying it, man. They really are. Avarice Rester, well, if you wanted to play the Heart Lulu deck, $40 copies of SRs is crazy. You're at $44 copies of these for regular, and the FRs are $45 a piece. It's so crazy that, Dark State's version of this card exploded up in so much value, because there was a time where you could have gotten all these at nothing. And the result right now has just been some of the craziest value distortions that I have seen in this game's history. Like, it's honestly impressive for how skewed these have been. DZBT01, you're here for the cyclers. Still $230 on Wellstros. The Kais Reigns, we're down to $174. We basically just eliminated this Kais Reign out of existence. 150s on Tiscars. $70 copies for the FFR Biscottis. Hey, 150s for these. 120s for the Fall Heart. This is also the original set that we did get some of the nicer cards. 65s. Not all that surprised to see that. The fact that Biscottis are still so expensive is so crazy to me. Like, I mean, good job, but like, yikes, 32s on Tiscars. $27 copies of Biscottis, and SRs are still worth something on the generic for that. Also, these are at 50 still. That's kind of crazy. Also, the fact that Fall Hearts are 24s now. I mean, this is what happens when you effectively print format staples, right? They're bound to go up. Surprisingly enough, Paradise Precious, and these are 22s and down. Okay. Magic, a Colored Flame. Well, if you're wanting to build Minerva right now, good news. These are actually pretty cheap. They're $3-ish, which this kind of caught me off guard. I expected these to be way more, considering all of the stupid value that usually comes with this. Also, Coco's, God, if you're building anything with this clan, the fact that you're spending $160 if your Vanguard has a clan symbol is freaking crazy, man. Like, I mean, yeah, good luck, but yikes, that's so crazy. Leonorns also, you're looking at $74 for the old FFR. These tanked. You can also get Mask Leonorns for 50s now. $60 copies for Grand March. But, I mean, you just moved into the Unison Dress territory. It's still cool that Funeral was a good card, but times have changed. High Fives, $32 and $25 now for these, interestingly enough. Also, D promos, woo! Lily L's, Still to the Moon, $230 copies of Hikari's, 250s. Still no Mirais on the market. I mean, I love the triggers. Oh, these are down to 100 now. That's pretty good. Surprised about that, but I mean, you're dealing with off-the-wall energy things, and, it tends not to be too exciting. I see Player of the Harp's got some sales. These are still $48. Good luck for zero reason whatsoever. Twilight Boundaries are gone. That's actually really upsetting. I wanted to be able to build this, and now you're telling me that we've wiped these off of the market? Yeah, good news, the commas are down to $25, so I guess. But what do you guys think about today's market? Please, so comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here today, guys. Thanks for watching today's video. Check out tradingcardmint.com down below in the description. Enter MCOL40 on checkout. Save a little bit of money on your purchase. Check out mcolgames.com if you're interested in getting some cool play mats and single trading cards as well. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss one of our videos. Thanks for watching.